Tamango is appalled. I am Corbett, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good today.
Well, I am appalled.
Oh,
I am appalled that the new Dungeon Crawler Carl book isn't out yet.
it's soon.
I know, but it should be now. In fact, it should have been 2 months ago, really. But
We're just a few weeks away from Operation Bounce House, which might be a good filler. Who knows? Matt Denneman can write. We know that.
I don't have a problem. I can quit anytime I want. Mike has a problem.
And the after school special says it all.
Mike wasn't careful.
Mike, I was looking through your drawer and I found this book called Dungeon Crawler Carl. What is this? No.
It was from you. I learned to read it from you.
Oh my
And I did too.
It's true. It's true.
So yes.
So this time around, we're talking about Carl's the women in Carl's life. I guess we're doing a series at this point.
The two
Katya.
Yeah.
Katya, right?
The two
well,
ones that stand out the most.
Well, technically there's 3 because we talked about Donut a little bit back at the beginning.
But that's...
We haven't gone through Amani.
No snicks to the contrary. That's not romantic in any way.
That's true. Okay. So Katia Grim.
Yes.
You have concerns. You have thoughts.
I have thoughts. I don't think I have concerns. Although I do find it interesting that it took 3 read-throughs, the last one with my wife, for her to really kind of click to me. I guess because Carl said he thought of her like a sister.
Yeah.
I just went, oh, okay, so they're like brother and sister. And that may be how he feels, but I'm not sure that's how she feels.
I would say I agree with that. I think that's probably part of the reason why she left at the end of the 5th book. By the way, spoilers, if anybody has not read these books, read them. Come on, what's with the program?
Yeah, Louis made her pregnant, so she had to go.
Well, no, the 5th book. In the hunter level, she had to leave.
Oh,
she left the group. Remember that?
Yeah,
that
she
was
went
like
off
big
to
trauma.
Yeah, she did her own little group to go hunt down Eva, or at least that was the rationale.
Donut was all upset, and of course that's what led to her getting the crown, and then the complication of the most recent floor,
the Battle of the Sepsis Whores.
Yeah,
it's like Battle of the Network Stars, only interesting. Boy, we're dating ourselves. On a side note, that's something you should have in Wimwide.
Oh, yeah.
Do an episode.
No, I've got that on the list, actually,
cool.
Believe it or not. Battle of the Network Stars was definitely one of my favorites as a kid.
Cool. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah.
So Carl, of course, meets her kind of by accident. It really just kind of allegedly doing a favor for Hecla to keep an eye out for her because she was in need of help. And only as time goes on, we realize, well, yeah, she needed help, but Hecla wasn't giving her any help. And
no, that was really painfully obvious in the 3rd book. And which is funny because you basically meet Hecla and then she immediately betrays everybody.
Yeah.
But you do kind of have this buildup of, oh, maybe she's pretty cool because you barely see her at all.
Yeah, and when you do, she gives an impression of being a good person.
Yeah.
Or being a friendly person. Then you realize, no, you're looking at this like it's a video game. Only these are real people with real lives. And you're just kind of like, oh, well, I tried a scheme to betray you, but, it didn't work. So anyone want a cigarette?
And that was the coolest in the 3rd book. This is when this happened on the train in the front in that cab.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the coolest moment when I was like, oh, Carl is going to lay into her. And he's like, hey, everybody chill out. And he's like trying to calm the situation down. And who loses it, Mike?
Katya.
Although, no, it was Donut.
Oh,
Donut was the one who was like, you bitch! And then shot her.
You tried to kill Katya, you stupid bitch.
And then Carl brought everybody back down again. I'm like, all right. It's all over. We're all done.
And
then...
then Katya tries her bum rush, but that was mostly at Eva. She just accidentally hit Katya. I mean,
she definitely had a hate relationship.
Hecla. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Ironically, it was one of those circumstances where the recap's trying to play up Carl as this psychopathic nut job. actually
Of course.
played in because, the theory was the whole plan had been based on getting Carl to lose his school
Right.
to then
And
go nut job and
he's not that kind of guy. I
yeah.
mean, I honestly, considering the way it came down, I'm really surprised he wasn't because I was pissed.
Oh yeah, I think everyone reading that was pissed.
That just gave me the
I
feels.
mean, it
I
was
like,
bad
ah,
enough that there was this elaborate plot that Katya was basically a acceptable losses to
yeah.
get rid of Carl so that Hecla could recruit Donut so that she could have Mordecai
Mm.
for reference. And then when it didn't work out, she's like, oh, well, it tried, it failed, whatever. Anyone want a cigarette?
She's a messed up person. I'm sorry.
No, she was a messed up person.
Well, she was. She was very quickly
But now
replaced.
she's dead.
Hey, I'm surprised they haven't brought her back on some weird thing going on.
Well, we've gotten the impression that people who actually went into the dungeon can't be recycled like the people who are indoors and squished. Otherwise, yeah, I think they totally would have done that to mess, or they would, I guess Eva would bring back, hell, heck, bring back Katya's, ex husband.
Oh yeah. Well, boyfriend?
Boyfriend,
This is a
husband.
professor,
That was a
right?
little
Or
vague. I think it was, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was just boyfriend, girlfriend, but
he turns on her and she loses a child because of it,
yeah.
which is
How
crap.
dare he? He turns on her. Why? Because she reported him boffing one of his students.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So terrible. Yeah. Not to destroy your love interest thing going on, but I gotta admit, as a character in a book, Katja is really good. I mean, she's got lots of ups and downs. I think she has a terrible turn in the sixth book, but overall, like she starts off as this meek, almost childlike character that doesn't know how to do anything, is basically running around like, "Why am I running with you? You people are psychopaths."
Or I'm terrified. I don't want to do anything that involves any hurting or killing or anything.
Right. And then the third book, she suddenly realizes her path and becomes Carl, literally,
Yeah.
not figuratively, literally, she becomes Carl, which was pretty
She
funny.
gets
It's a
in
great
Carl's
scene.
boxer shorts.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally. And and then when she goes off on her own, she's the one. And I just to point this out, because it's some people like, oh yeah, Carl brought everybody together. I really want to say that Katja is the one who brought everybody together because she's the one who took Louis and Faraz after Carl kind of pushed them into being responsible for something. And then she teamed up with Daniel Batista, who became like boyfriend, girlfriend, and also connected with Florin and Gwen, if I remember right, because all of them were together and
Yeah, part of
hunting
the
Eva
Team
on the fifth
Katya,
floor
as
or
it
the sixth
were.
floor. Yeah. I mean, she was essentially, she could have been her own spin off book at that point.
Hmm? Well, I think Amani with the Meadowlark folks, it's
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole thing of everybody working together. But I think that's why Katya is so interesting. You got to see her develop as a character, sort of like with Donut. I love Carl to death, but while he's changed a little, other than kind of having to wrestle with his nut job self with the Ring of Divine Suffering,
Mm.
he hasn't changed as much as a lot of the other characters have.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's like he is in the river because everybody else is moving faster than him.
Yeah.
Even Florin, who barely is in the story at all, loses somebody he cared about way early on
Well, yeah.
and had to go through all that and pull out. Louis has grown pretty exponentially, I would
Oh,
say.
Lord, yes.
Even Lucia Marr, who you only really meet what, twice in the book, maybe three times, and they're like secondary kind of moments.
Yeah.
And
See, I
she's
think
even
you
been
see as
changing.
much of her on the recaps as you do, quote unquote, in person in all 7
Yeah.
books.
And even Samantha, who's a disembodied head.
Yeah. Another character who has changed from when she
Yeah.
first showed up.
Wow, so Carl just sucks.
No, Carl doesn't suck. Carl's cool,
He's
and
the
I think
steady hand,
right, and I
is
think
what I
it's
would
the
say.
fact that he hasn't changed as much is kind of the rock they're building around. And I think that's why, despite Carl doesn't think he's ugly or anything by any stretch, but he's pretty humble about himself. But I think a lot more females there have a thing for him than he really pays attention to. And I think Katya, what really got me is especially when she started having the Blitz stick problem,
Mhm.
and he's not only helps her get help, but he's there with her in the memory.
Yeah. Last book, yeah.
Yeah, and, I think that helped build a real tight bond with them between them, and I remember what really kinda set it off for me is when just before she was getting ready to go up to the surface, and she looks at Carl and says, "I love you," and then a beat goes by, and then she says, "I love all of you."
Mhm.
She coulda just said, "I love all of you." And then the goddess was saying, she was talking about having a father for her child. And the goddess said, "I know whom you want to be the father of your child, but that is impossible because he is no longer human."
And
Now,
of course, Batista and Carl are standing side by side at that
right,
moment.
and Batista kind of glances over at Carl because yeah, they're technically Carl's a primal, so he is no longer human. So again,
But so is Batista no longer human too, because he's a
right.
Thundercat.
It could be either or, but she and Batista have been having friction in books 6 and 7.
Right. Well, because she was, well, kind of messing herself up like any addict.
But Carl is the one that basically forced her to get help.
Batista was like trying to support her, which
Right.
is
Which I understand if you're in love with somebody, but yeah, sometimes tough love's necessary.
mm,
And that's why she had to end up going with Louis, because despite now having gills, Louis is her baby daddy. So,
yeah. I don't know. Louis is a good guy. I mean,
oh, I
that's
don't know, but I mean, I think he wasn't in the list. Well, of course, yeah, none of the strippers would work either.
yeah, they're not. Well,
Dong,
Don
maybe.
Quixote, maybe? Yeah,
Don
Don Quixote.
Quixote.
Might be. I
Yeah,
think he was a crest, wasn't he? Or was
I
he?
don't remember anymore. He's the most
Time
human
to
of them all. I don't know whether he's actually human. I can't say.
I had forgotten that author Steve Rowland he died during the Demon Invasion.
Yep,
I'd
on book
forgotten all about
6
that.
at the
I was
end.
going back through book 6 and like, oh, that's right. Oh man,
Yeah. Not just Steve Rowland, author Steve Rowland.
author Steve Rowland. You got to remember that.
Giant
It's very
troll.
important
It's very, very
because you
important.
get a
It's
stripper, you got to
critical.
do that.
Yeah, a stripper troll named author Steve Rowland. Maybe he wrote books on the side. I don't know.
Mm,
I think Katya certainly has a thing for Carl. Now, whether that'll
and
ever become something else, I don't know.
she'll be on the surface from here on out. And that's one thing too that really caught my attention because it was traumatic in book 3 when they were in the Iron Tangle
Right.
and she had lost her fingers.
Yeah, and she just freaked out. Yeah.
And Carl was right there with her and trying to help talk her through it,
Mhm.
and like she could grow them back. It's not like she doesn't have fingers, but they're not her fingers.
Right.
And then when they get to the end and she has to go back to the surface and she goes back to her human form and she's missing like whole chunks of her.
Yeah, it's like what, both
Like,
legs, below the knee,
yeah,
an arm. Yeah, and fortunately she had already kit bashed those cyber parts, but yeah, which is why I think it would be even funnier if she runs into Beatrice on the surface.
well, last we saw Beatrice, she was heading to the Galactic Center, so I presume that's where she is. But we have a
Unless
few theories on that one too. So
right, as we've said before,
yeah,
there's things going on.
so many things, so
So many
many.
things.
We gotta have a show talk about the AI some more because I think the AI is like a
New
whole other.
achievement.
So much subtlety in the background that's just too much to know.
Yeah. Well, we talked a bit about it in the Agatha show, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
but
yeah, there's
no. The third floor when she lost her fingers, and then you realize how much she has lost up at that point,
yeah.
and still wants to be a mother. And she goes back to the surface, which hopefully will should be able to help the kids. Now, if you remember right, when they said this on the surface, there's no lights except for the fires that are constantly in India, which is where the Kinder facility is,
Mhm.
where people are constantly attacking it.
Yeah.
And apparently, that's kind of a thing to see because I remember I don't know if it was the AI or just or the adjutant,
Baroness Victory?
Baroness Victory. But somebody was talking about the fact that everybody has been impressed by the moxie that humans have of constantly trying to
Res-
get into this place.
rescue their children. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool, and a story that I'm sure we're going to hear more about in this next book. Also, the next book, Katya, would have been really useful if you remember right. The tag end, Carl finds out that it's a road race, basically, or a vehicle race of some
Yeah.
sort.
And
And Katya would, as a
as
monster truck driver class,
a mechanic type, which is why
yeah.
they had to get rid of her. Denneman got rid of her so to make it harder on them. So
Yeah, well, she is the one who made the chariot,
yeah, she
so
does most of their actual mechanical stuff. So I mean, I'm sure
I wonder
Mordecai
if
can
they're
do some stuff, but yeah.
well, I'm sure Carl could too, to a certain degree. I wonder if they're going to get a new character to kind of fill in that void, or if Katya will be able to make stuff and send it to him.
Yeah.
That could be neat too.
That'd be cool, 'cause especially if they're watching the recap episodes on the service.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, to sum up, when she first showed up, I really expected. Liz and I both were of the opinion that she was there specifically to cause strife between Carl and Donut.
Mm,
Because you remember that they were like little tickets, or she was asking
yeah,
about this, or trying. She wasn't really trying to do it, but initially it kind of seemed like that's what she was doing there.
I felt like she was the new everyman, just because she kept like, especially that book two is when she first kind of pops in,
Right.
and she's constantly like, "Are you guys crazy?
Yeah. What are you
You're just gonna
doing?
blow this place up? What are you? This isn't good." She was basically, that was her job, was to go, "What?
Which
What?"
again, so maybe it's not too out there for Louis to be her baby daddy, because in a way we were talking about how Louis was sort of
The
the
everyman.
every man for when he was first introduced.
Yeah.
Him and his pal, whose name I've already
Faraz.
forgotten, Faraz.
Faraz, you can't forget Faraz.
Faraz. Yeah. The whoa, you came in through a Whataburger? Go out there and give me some fries. They do have pretty good fries, but
They do have pretty good fries.
so, but now I think she is, if anything, the type of woman that Carl could fall for.
Maybe.
Maybe they need some. Maybe he needs some space. Absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, except we got to
I,
find out who his wife is.
oh, that's right.
He's married.
Man, I keep forgetting all these little details that I know we're gonna come hit me in the face. I'm gonna get to the new book and like, wait, what? Oh, that's right. Crap.
I still am betting it's going to be someone related to Prince Empress Donatia.
Maybe.
And because that was what was behind her desperately trying to hold Carl's hand in that show they were all on together when he first met her. Because Denneman was sure to say that she kept trying to hold Carl's hand.
Yeah.
And like, why? No one has ever tried to do that on any of the shows. And I wonder if it's some weird Prism marriage rite or something, because otherwise, who could the wife be? Except maybe Beatrice.
Well, yeah. Well, it could be a Naga. Remember, they were trying to make deals with him at the end. They were.
Yeah, but this wasn't fiance. This was wife.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe they were trying to make a deal because they knew his wife was, and she's in charge of something, and somehow he got something and accepted it, and therefore that is the acceptance of marriage or
It would
something.
have
I
had to
don't
have
know.
been something totally off page, because I can't think of anything, especially when dealing with the Nagas,
Well,
that
okay.
would.
Here's a crazy thought. If you want to go off the rails, we'll probably have to save it for another show. But what if Carl's ex-wife is somebody he married before Beatrice, but then they left? Why? Because they were just visiting the planet, getting it sized up for the dungeon.
He
Then made
inadvertently
sure
married a one of the agents.
and made sure to plant, the information that they need in this one guy that the AI is bound to want to get into the dungeon, and make sure there's a staircase right by him and his cat. Think about that one.
Or if that agent was outside and put like a hollow of Ferdinand in the window to get her to hop out and thus force Carl to come out to try to get Donut out of the tree and thus be saved. There's so much, I guess, that could be done because we don't know what happened between Carl's dad leaving and him joining the Coast Guard.
That's the thing. He could have just been married to somebody. Coincident. I mean, there's always that shtick they throw out in a lot of sitcoms and dramas.
No, wait,
like, what?
because
You were married? No, I wasn't.
No, it would have to have been an agent because Donut was meeting with them, much like Carl was meeting with Quasar.
Yeah, well, a lawyer. Somebody.
Right.
It'd have to be
but
a
it
lawyer.
couldn't just be a human, is what I mean. It couldn't have been a human wife or something because.
Valte?
Maybe. If your spouse's body is taken over by a wormhead, are you still legally married?
Or a doppelganger? That's a possible one too. We know they're out there. So yeah,
it's Beatrice who got a job being a paralegal with the crawl.
Or it's Katya's evil twin.
Yeah, wasn't that Eva?
Oh man. Oh dude. Now you make me sad.
Well, it had to be said.
Well, Mike, another show. Well done. We didn't answer anything like always, but
nope.
Questions are out there, and we will always know our limitations.
And they will not break us, not even if they're our ex-wives.
That came out sounding way more racist than I intended.